These three images are paintings of people. The art of Joan Miro. Joan Miro was a 20th century Spanish painter. His self-portrait in 1919 was not realistic, but it seems so compared with a later portrait in 1938 done in the abstract style Miro became famous for. Why did the artist paint this way? What is the meaning of the fantastic symbolic language he created during his 80-year career? Joan Miro was born in 1893 in Barcelona, a large city in Spain. Son of a successful goldsmith, Miro had always wanted to be an artist. But after he graduated from high school, at 17, his father made him take an office job. Miro became ill, and his father sent him to a family farm so he could recover. When Miro was better, he was allowed to go to art school. In 1919, a year after World War I had ended, Miro moved to Paris, where he met Pablo Picasso. Picasso liked Miro's work so much that he purchased Miro's self-portrait and kept it with him throughout his life. Deeply affected by the destruction of World War I, many artists and writers working at that time felt that logical views of the world had failed. They began questioning traditional values. The new science of psychology suggested that the unconscious mind guides feelings, fears, and desires. A few artists, known as surrealists, began working with dreams, memory, and chance to create fantastic and often abstract images. By 1924, guided only by his imagination, Miro was painting abstractly and showing with the surrealists. He developed his distinctive style. In Portrait 4, you can see he was using simple lines and flat, brightly colored shapes, which took on universal and symbolic qualities. The years Miro spent on a farm in the Spanish countryside while he was in his teens influenced the artist for the rest of his life. The images he saw around him during that time would appear over and over in his art. As you can see in his early landscape, The Farm, many of his favorite objects, the sun, animals, ladders, plants, are represented realistically. In the other paintings, these objects have been stylized and transformed into abstract symbols. In The Farm, a small ladder on the right is depicted realistically. It serves as a perch for a chicken. In Dog Barking at the Moon, painted around 5 years later, a large, simplified, stylized ladder leads up into an empty black sky. Surrounded by the vast, silent, and mysterious night, a grotesque-looking dog howls at the distorted shape of the crescent moon above. Why is the dog barking? Where does the ladder lead? Is it a means of escape? What is the mysterious bird-like shape above the ladder? By simplifying, flattening, and reducing his forms, Miro creates a haunting visual image that leaves much of its meaning to the viewer's imagination. In 1940, as another world war began, the artist wrote, "I felt a deep desire to escape and went within myself. The night, music, and the stars became all important." He left France for Spain and began working in isolation on a series of small abstract works called the Constellations. In one of these paintings, The Escape Ladder, figures, insects, moons, stars, suns, and planets have been transformed into a personal, symbolic language. Can you find the ladder Miro painted to symbolize escape from the real world into the world of imagination? In Nocturne, one of the paintings from the Constellation series, you can clearly see the artist has developed his own visual language. His vocabulary includes stars, circles, spirals, squares, triangles, the sun, and the crescent moon. Can you find some of those lines and shapes in the painting? Joan Miro was also a sculptor and ceramist, and towards the end of his life, he came to the United States to paint murals. Miro died in Spain in 1983 at the age of 90.